All right. Did you check the mic, Pika? Check, check. There we go. Thank you. Thank you. Yep, that's right, Pika. You don't touch buttons. You got that right. Welcome back. And it's time once again for the 31 days of Halloween at our show. Thank you so much for tuning in. We are doing a different horror movie every day this month to celebrate the Halloween season, you know? I love horror movies, and this is our second annual. Um, this is our second annual 31 Days of Halloween. We have conversations about movies, about horror movies. Oh my goodness, and what a horror movie we had here. Um, I like to do themes as well when it comes to this. Like last year, we had a heavy emphasis on vampire movies, specifically Dracula. I'll have the playlist at the end of the show. You can, if you need suggestions for your very own 31 Days of Halloween list, we got plenty of them. You can take, all of them are bona fide. Seriously, check out some of the old show. Guaranteed. Money back guarantee. How's that? Slancha. Cheers. This year we made an emphasis on slasher movies, specifically series movies and slasher movies of the 70s and 80s, where that's my wheelhouse. I grew up in that time, from being a child to a teenager. Such as in the 1980s, there were, from 1980 to 1989, there were 8 Friday the 13th movies. Between 1984 and 1989, there were 5 Nightmare on Elm Street movies. I was never the biggest Halloween fan, so I really didn't stick that series out. Like The Return and The Revenge of Michael Myers and like 4s and 5s. I just didn't. I wasn't tuned into that. No. But it's been a nice examination of a subgenre within film. So we have horror films, and these are slasher movies. They have a set of rules. There are movies about the sets of rules of slasher movies, like Scream and Broken Lizard's Club Dread, and then there are celebrations of it, such as 2009's The Hills Run Red, and also 2009's Friday the 13th. This is 2003's huge crossover, Jason versus Freddy, and one of the most anticipated things with the New Line deal. New Line Pictures was the house that Freddy built. It was a production company. In 1990, I believe, that was the rights to Jason Voorhees, his character, were sold to New Line, and they were able to make new Jason movies. Warner Brothers, or Paramount rather, had kept the name Friday the 13th, and that all comes full circle when shop buys shop and ages pass and blah blah woof woof. Welcome to Freddy vs. Jason. This is the last movie, the last DVD of my my wonderful Shout Factory, Scream Factory boxed set. Great. This had a really good commentary track as well, with the director, with Freddy Krueger himself, Robert Englund, and the guy who was playing Jason as well. And then there's someone else too. Yeah. It was really good and made it really more enjoyable for me, because I've seen this movie before. It's not that bad, and it's Freddy's been in hell. Freddy resurrects Jason Voorhees to go to Elm Street and start making people think about him again with you must go to Elm Street kind of thing, and manipulates Jason into killing the teens of Springwood to create fear that Freddy has returned, which would allow him to regain his strength. And you know it, I'm reading this from the wiki. That's right. And then then all the teenagers show up, and there's a rave. There's a rave scene in the middle of a field where Jason just has that as a field day. Oh, but yeah, a lot of and then Jason eventually gets and then Freddy starts being at odds with Jason because Freddy can kill these kids in their dreams, but Jason's killing them in the real world. So he's taking kills away from Freddy. So there begins some competition. So it begins in Jason's nightmares. Jason is able to pull Freddy out into the real world where they can continue their fight, and they do fight, and this is Freddy versus Jason, and they just slug it out. And there's a winner too. There really is. Or is there? It's great. Yeah, at the end of it, you see Jason rising from the swamps, the waters of Lake Crystal Lake, and he's holding Freddy's severed head in his hand. And the eyes are open, and they look right at the fourth wall and wink. And that's fade to black. Cut, movie over. Spoiler, yeah, huh? Yeah, for a 20-year-old movie. I thought I loved hearing Robert Englund talk. He's a good actor, very good character actor. I remember him fondly from the 1983-84 NBC science fiction V, and V the Final Battle, and V the series, as Willie, the visitor, the good guy who ends up being with the rebels. And they accept Willie, and the power of Willie helps bring together our two cultures. And then he's mercilessly killed off as a character, like 4 episodes in. Like they kill like everyone off, like Willie and Elias and Ham Tyler, and just like maybe like none of the actors wanted to be on the show anymore or something. I have no idea. Was it a fun movie? Yes, very fun. What was my favorite kill? What was the best kill? That one's hard to say. It's maybe the kid that sits next to his dad, and he realizes that Jason's already killed him, and then turns around, and it's just because the other one would be like the girl in the field, but she's about to have her consent violated because she's catatonic, and then Jason comes up behind them and spears them through both with the machete, in classic Jason fashion. About what but it's kind of grapey, and that's where Freddy is about to kill her in her dream. She's like one of the friends, of the lead, so she's like of the final girl. So and then Jason's like kills her in real life, and right before Freddy's about to, and he's like, "Oh, you're getting in my way. I need because he needs the soul power to manifest himself, So he's like, Jason's now, at odds. It's time for you to go." And is there any other? Was there even TNA in this? I don't think so. I'm not sure. It could be. I just, so it was unremarkable. It wasn't like, because it's really okay. It has a 98-minute running time, so it's the longish, part of the, besides New Nightmare, which was near 2 hours long. It had a budget of $30 million, but its box office was $116.6 million. That's good. And this is the last of the traditional Jason movies before its 2009 reboot, which had no sequels, and which we covered last week too. It was fun. That was actually a pretty decent slashers movie. It's a slashers movie, and someone who loved these movies made that 2009 movies. It wasn't meant to subvert anything. It was just straight up kind of like, I feel like, distilled Friday the 13th. Pretty good. I haven't seen the 2010 remake of this. It's not on the menu. It's not on the menu this year. But it's time to move on to other things. It's time to move on to other movies and other nightmare hellscapes and other killers and thrillers. And but yeah, just awesome Shout Factory with its extras, with its the commentary track, which is my favorite. And there was it was ultimately scrapped and turned into a comic book, but it was a sequel crossover with Evil Dead. That would have been nice. They call it Freddy versus Jason versus Ash. And that is a comic book. I've seen that. Never even picked it up. Now I know it. So it's a direct sequel, and just oh yeah, this is where all the kids are, in comas and stuff, and yeah, just it's not my favorite. I mean, Kelly Rowland was in it. She's so pretty. Kelly Rowland, of Destiny's Child. Hello. She was Kia, who has a heroic death. And it was pretty. Yeah, it's pretty unremarkable. Yeah, I mean, overall, it's was it a cash grab? Of course, it was years in development, and they finally got a script that made everyone happy. And but it's full of fight scenes, and it's full of reference and Easter eggs, as we say these days. And Jason's afraid of water, of course. That's Jason's nightmare. Doesn't that make sense? Indeed. Awesome. Thank you so very much. And this is the 31 Days of Halloween, and this wraps up our series on both Friday the 13th and Nightmare on Elm Street with the 2003 crossover event, Jason versus Freddy. We're going to be doing tomorrow a double feature, starting a shift in the theme of the show for a week or so. We're going to be doing, we're shifting from slasher movies to body horror. I love body horror. I love the special effects involved in pulling that off, especially in this heyday of the 80s and 90s. So we have, we're doing The Thing as a double feature. 1951's original, Howard Hawks' The Thing from Another Planet, and John Carpenter's 1982 remake with I haven't seen this movie since I was a kid. I'm going to be honest with you. This is memory lane for me. And yeah, my best friend Brian had that on Laserdisc. Dude, I mean, what a good movie. And then we are going to... I want to keep the John Carpenter mini... I wanted to do a little mini thing on Carpenter. And it's because we've already done 1978's original Halloween. We're going to do his 1982 The Thing. Let's do another John Carpenter horror movie. And I think he's an amazing and impressive auteur we've spent some time with Wes Craven, we've spent some time with Toby Hooper, and we're spending some time with John Carpenter as well this year. So yeah, and does it fit as body horror? I don't know, but if we consider Christine a character, the car herself, and just maybe, is there room there? It's not traditionally body horror as we know it. It's suspense, it's supernatural, and it's a Stephen King story too. But basically, we're doing a quick John Carpenter appreciation, and then we're going into body horror. We'll be doing The Reanimator, which is a great movie. I mean, it's from 1986, I think. Watch the shit out of this. There's it doesn't say. Why don't you say? My goodness. Ugh. 1985. Here we go. Yeah. And there's a brand new audio commentary with actors and directors. Well, yeah. I mean, this is the Jeremy Combs one. So there's a few different audio tracks on this. Great. Such a devilish movie. This thing is so over the top. Jeremy Combs is such a really good actor. We get back with Jeremy Combs and the same kind of production quality and people on H.P. Lovecraft's From Beyond. This thing is amazing, but it's a little smutty too, so that's a little hot. It was maybe fueled my puberty moments a bit. That'd be too much to say. Is that TMI? We're going to be doing Tusk by Kevin Smith, body horror. This is a wonderful body horror movie. This is one of my favorite Kevin Smith movies. He did a horror movie before this called Red State, and that is my least favorite Kevin Smith movie. And I have not seen Cop Out. So those are the only two Smith movies that are not in my Kevin Smith collection. I pretty much get them all, besides the Clerks animated series. I could always go for that. But Tusk came under... Oh, I need to get Yoga Hosers, too. Yoga Hosers is an oblique sequel of this silly movie. But it's not silly. It's actually a really interesting introspection into what makes a human, I guess, or a person. What is Wallace by the end of this movie? And we're blessed with the uncredited Johnny Depp, who plays a French-Canadian Quebecois Inspector Clouseau. Oh gosh. This is just so fun. And it's got a great cast. And it's an interesting subject matter. And it kept me going to the end. This makes it. And because it's about body horror. It really is. And they got the song rights, too. It's just good. It just pop, for the climax, yeah. And then comes this movie, which I haven't seen since 1997 when it came out. Kind of disturbing, disturbing movie-ish, yeah. It's Event Horizon, but once again, it's supernatural. Is it about evil? Is it about hell? Where did the ship go? What happened to the crew? What is going on? This movie's creepy. It's atmospheric. It kind of like it could be up there with Ridley Scott's original Alien, too, which it's got its goods as a horror movie, and sci-fi at the same time. And it's about atmosphere, and it's about dread, and it's about hope. But I really feel that Event Horizon's pretty. We call that black pill now. There's no hope. There's no redeeming quality to it. So, but it's a hard movie to watch, and that's a horror movie for you sometimes too. And so that's what's coming up this week for the rest of the show. Then we're going to end the program and the program PROGRAMME, as in the BBC program. In this series, the final program in our series, will be the feminist lens examination of Black Christmas, Hereditary, and Midsummer, with a dash of The Exorcist. I promise you, I am not a feminist, but it's film theory. It's critical theory exists in cinema. It's one of the arenas for it. Besides legal minds and legal theories in law school, I mean, as it's a great way to look at things. It really is. Yeah, it's so yeah, thank you so much. It's been Freddy versus Jason. Also, it's a celebration of physical media too. I just like to say that I love DVDs. I love Blu-rays. I love Halloween. I love having shelves of movies. I love having a bucket full of candy because it's no children will get any of this candy. No, it's all for me. That's right. And let us know in the comments, what are you watching? This 31 days of Halloween. Are you watching anything? Few people in the comment section. One of our friends, AL, she doesn't like horror movies, but she watches the show anyway. Which I like that, because it's like, at least it's just maybe a little more about horror movies. It's about cinema and about film. And I'm really looking forward to body horror, just because special effects. I really liked these Nightmare on Elm Street movies because they were the special effects movies. I really liked the Hellraiser movies. We covered Hellraiser last year. We covered, 7 Hellraiser movies last year? There's a link in the description here. I mean, yeah, there'll be the playlist here. You can check out any of last year's movies, but we did, we covered 1 and 2 as last year's Creature Double Feature. This year's Creature Double Feature will be tomorrow's The Thing from Another Planet and The Thing. Creature Double Feature, that's funny. Yeah, it's a local thing here in Boston and in Philadelphia in the 70s and 80s. It was a Saturday afternoon block of movies where they would show monster movies, kaiju movies, vampire movies, you name it. But creature feature or creature double feature. And somewhere along the line, we got the son of Svengoolie as the host, the guy in makeup and the coffin and the dungeon and the cobwebs and the macabre one-liners, But thank you so very much for tuning in. Yeah, we love movies. We love horror movies. I mean, just like the makeup on Freddy Krueger just gets better and better with every movie. It gets like more detailed, and has its own unique spin too. Even Robert Englund points out that there's like Demon Freddy, and then there's dragged into reality Freddy, who looks a lot more like classic Freddy. But then there's like the more demon nightmare Freddy has like different contact lenses and sharper, pointier teeth, and is more demonic, and which I find interesting. It's nice. I mean, like a horror movie, special effects, latex, makeup. I mean, the hours it took to get in that chair. There's so much documented stuff behind this. That could be its own series. Maybe next year. But thank you so very much for tuning in. I'm enjoying my bucket. Eating the candy. Not for children. They're not even little chocolate bottles filled with alcohol that we used to steal off of from from the and eat them and be goofy, and then get sick and throw up. It's awful European chocolates. They all look like little bottles, and they're all filled with liquor. Oh man. Thank you so very much for tuning in. Please like and subscribe. Suggest to a friend. Bring a friend. Turn on those notifications. For the rest of the month, we are doing a horror movie a day. It's the 31 days of Halloween. And so, save me a seat next to you in that dark movie theater. It's been Jason versus Freddy. It's been a pleasure to have covered these movies once again. I haven't seen them all in so very long, and it's just feel blessed and grateful. Thank you so much for being part of this ride. Cheers.